So behind me I've got a 1973 Triumph GT6. My face is probably a bit messy. It's a little late at night, but that's how we roll. It's kind of a cool little car. Super lightweight, independent rear end, rack and pinion steering, front disc brakes. For the era, I don't know, I feel like these types of cars were kind of ahead of their time. But we'll start with a quick walk around and we're going to try to make this dang thing run tonight. So, if we walk around this way, flip forward front end, which is pretty sweet. I really dig the access it gives you to the engine bay. The GT6 is actually a fastback two-door coupe and came with a 2-liter cast iron straight six that kicked out like a whopping 90 horsepower or something around there. The GT6 is the companion model to the Spitfire, which I'm a huge Spitfire fanatic. As you can see, I've got my temporary fuel tank. We're going to try to make this thing breathe fire tonight. Yeah, 4-speed manual, that's pretty much it. So without further ado, we're going to get busy. Fun fact about this car, it was last registered in 1984. And I know absolutely nothing about the history of this vehicle. It is more or less a barn find. The guy I got it from put tires and wheels on it so that he could roll it out of the barn. First time I saw it, it was covered in like a ½ inch of dust. But the previous owner clearly had some electrical issues, and like unhooked the fuel lines, taped off the carburetors. So I'm really hoping the motor's still good and they were just trying to preserve it. There is some debauchery going on in the back end of this, so we're going to be putting an axle shaft and some other stuff in it. We're getting a little crazy with the starting fluid. Alright, this is it. Don't get scared now. Fingers crossed. In the Cinematic Classic Gumball Rally 2, I think. I could be wrong. There's a Jaguar E-Type that competes in the race. They can never get it started and off the starting line. And as their two guys are sitting in the interior of the vehicle, and one looks at the other and says, "But it is a beautiful design, isn't it?" Or something to that effect. I could be, slightly misquoting it. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more down its gullet. It sure seems to be trying, but I tell you what, it's being a bit stubborn. It's like it wants to, but it just can't coerce it. Let's get real for a moment. Sometimes cars don't start, and that's okay. Sometimes we learn more about ourselves in the struggle. Other times we just learn more, am I right? I'll probably learn more about the inner workings of this fine automobile, trying to coerce some kind of combustion out of it. And hopefully I won't cultivate a deep-seated sense of hatred towards it, because it inevitably never runs. But all good British car fanatics have faith that the British car will run. and that it hasn't leaked its last drop of fluid in someone's driveway, and that the sun will shine brighter tomorrow. But right now we need the sun to shine really bright inside these cylinders. Proverbially speaking, I don't need like a hole in the block where you can actually see inside the cylinder. I need little sparkles of sunshine to emit from the spark plugs and result in an orchestra of combustion and explosion, and to roar out these dual tailpipes down the rusty corridors of the exhaust and create a melodic, high volume shriek and howl of enjoyment. I sincerely hope we can get there tonight. And if not tonight, maybe tomorrow night. But it'd be really cool if that happened tonight. So bear with me. We're gonna try one more time. We have the beautiful Stromberg carburetors here, which on my very first Spitfire I had a Stromberg carburetor. I wasn't necessarily in love with the carburetor. One last quick little blast of Goju's. Hopefully we get something. That sounded awfully darn promising, ladies and gentlemen. Give you a quick tour. On a Spitfire, or Spitfires I've had, the ignition switch is up here. This one is awkwardly down by my little calf. But there's also this sweet SCCA, Sports Car Club of America, placard on the dash, which, I mean, that's totally race car, right? I think with you in here with me, we can do this. You can do it. Well, this is getting awkward. This is it. 1,996 cubic centimeters. It's coming to life. I know you can do this. You want it, I want it. Think of all the magical things, old GT6. I'm like your life coach at this point in the game. I think it'd be really great for both of us to hear you sing. The world needs to hear your voice. Will you let us hear it? I don't know what to do at this point. It's like right on the verge of popping. We are going to do the business one last time for tonight. Let's do this. So I made a revelation. It's got a vacuum advance on the distributor for the timing, and when it would start to pop, it would dang near stop the motor. This may be my last attempt at starting it for tonight. I mean, I've had this car for a couple years now and it's been sitting around, but hopefully this isn't the end. I messed with the distributor a little bit. Tried to clean off the points. Cap and rotor are a little spanked. I've all but given up on letting it run tonight. It sounded so close a minute ago. I really had my hopes up. I think that's it for tonight. Bye-bye! An orchestra of combustion.